Hi, welcome back to the channel. So I recently did a video on how to compete against Amazon if they're on the same listing as you, but today I wanted to look at competing against other sellers. Now if you're new here, my name is Emma, this is Destination FBA, and I'm an Amazon seller via the Amazon FBA program, and I've been doing this since January 2021. Now I've also been sharing this journey via this YouTube channel since the end of last year. Now whilst I do try and cover anything that I think might help you out, especially if you are a new seller, if there is anything specific you'd like to see, please do pop a comment below or jump in our Facebook group. Now we'll put a link in the description below, so please do feel free to jump in, ask any questions and share your own journey as well. Now whether you're a new or an experienced seller, it's always worth joining communities like this. There is so much helpful information and advice out there. There's always someone on hand to answer your questions, and you may find that you can answer someone else's questions as well. Sharing knowledge and information will just help everybody excel within the business. Now I would recommend you probably just take an hour each week, just go through, read some of these posts shared by other people. You may find some invaluable information that you wouldn't otherwise know. So let's get back to today's topic, competing against other Amazon sellers. Now if you want to do well on Amazon, you're going to need to know how to compete with other people and how to do it well. Now the number of Amazon sellers is increasing day by day, with over 1.9 million active sellers worldwide. Now unless you're going to be selling just unique bundles and private labelled items, you're going to come up against a lot of competition. Now you and all that competition want the same thing. You want to win the buy box and you want to make money. Winning that buy box will help you turn that stock around much faster, meaning more sales and more profit. So how can we compete with these other sellers? So firstly, you want to get an idea of that buy box history. Now we can see all that historical data within the charts in BuyBox Pro, so we can see what the buy box has done in the past, and we can look and see what we expect it to do in the future. So if I load into an item, I'll just show you briefly how we can read this data. So if we take a look at this paddling pool, we know straight away that this is going to be a seasonal item. So underneath the description, we have these BuyBox Pro charts. Now we have these toggles down the right hand side, so we can turn these on and off if we want to, just to make it easier to read the data. Now we also have these different time frames along the bottom, so we can look at data over 7 days, 30 days, 90 days, 180 days, 365 days, and all time. So I'm going to change this to 90 days and just turn a few of these toggles off, just so what we're left with is these pink diamonds. Now if we hover over them, we can see that the buy box is given for that date selected. So we can see that the current price is $38.99, but this has been as high as $99.99. Now that is quite a big difference, but that fluctuation is probably expected on an item like this, especially given the weather that we've been having recently. Now if we just toggle the BSR line back on just for a moment, we can see just how fast these sales are happening with all these big dips. So at these points in time, we would expect stock to be moving very, very fast. Now we also have this seller count just below, and this just shows us if more people are jumping on that listing. Now if there are a lot of sellers, we would probably expect that buy box to go down. Now to get a true idea of that average buy box, we can scroll down to these charts just here, and again see them over set periods of time. So the last 7 days, the average is just £38.99, but the average for all time is £72.53. Now just below we can also see the BSR average and the new offer count. Now seeing that historical data and knowing what the buy box price is currently sitting at can just help us when it comes to repricing. We can also see the competition data within the analysis section, so we know what price the other sellers are listed at, and this can also be used to help us make a decision. Now if they have a lot of stock and that stock is more than the monthly sales, it may be that we want to reduce our price down so we can compete with them and shift that stock fast. Now if however they've got limited stock, we may want to sit on it, wait for them to sell out so we can sell at a much higher price. Now going back to that competition data, we can see there is a total stock of 155, yet the expected sales for the next 30 days are only sitting at 34. Now realistically, in this situation, given that it is a seasonal item and that season is coming to an end, I would probably need to drop my price to £38.99 or create a removal order and remove all that stock, keep hold of it and send it back in next summer. Now if I ever do need to shift stock fast because that's season ending or because I want to eliminate long-term storage fees, I would set my repricing strategy to super aggressive. This will just fight hard to win me that buy box and then try and increase the price as soon as it's got hold of it to try and maximise those profits. So this strategy is one that I've set within Profit Protector Pro, and it's just one of a huge list of different strategies that are designed to help maximise our sales. Now if you're not currently using repricing software, it's definitely something I would recommend you look into. It can just save you a huge amount of time not having to go through and do all those adjustments manually. Now with PPP, they do also offer a 14-day money-back guarantee, so it is definitely worth giving it a try, seeing how you get on, absolutely no risk to you whatsoever. Now when you're looking at that competition, you're looking at the pricing, you also want to take a look at the fulfillment method. So is it FBA, FBM or Seller Fulfilled Prime? Now if you're selling FBA, you don't need to worry too much about the FBM competition unless there is a drastically huge difference in that pricing. Now you will also want to be taking a look at that buy box rotation. So we want to see who's holding the buy box and does it rotate on a regular basis. So if we go back to that historical data, just down here, we can see the buy box statistics. Now again, we can click through from 30 days, 90 days, 180 days, or 365 days, and we can see the data for each period. So if we just click on to 30 days, now we can see that the buy box has been rotated between 4 different sellers, and we can see the percentage of the buy box that they've held as well. So long as our pricing is right, we now know we have a good chance of winning that buy box and getting extra sales as a result. Now if you find that there is just too much competition, it might be worth looking at adding variations in with multi-packs. If customers feel that they're getting a better deal by ordering these multi-packs instead, this could lead to more sales and less competition. It's also worth looking at bundles. If you can get into unique bundles especially, this will take your business to a whole nother level. Any product you're selling under your own brand and your own packaging cannot be sold by anyone else. So this immediately eliminates all that competition and will give your return on investment and your profit margins a real boost. Providing you create a good listing with good keywords, this could go really well for you, and there is a lot of money to be made. Over 50% of my sales this year have been through my own unique bundles, and this has just helped to reduce a lot of that stress in competing on that pricing. Competing with other sellers can be really stressful, but having all the right data to hand can really help to increase those sales. Check the history of the product, check the BSR rating, and check that average buy box price and FBA price too. And when it comes to setting that pricing, make sure you're looking at all of that competition data. So how many other sellers are on the listing, what's their fulfillment type, what are their stock levels like, and how are they on pricing. Now use all this data to stay competitive. Even if you're not the cheapest, you may still win a share of that buy box. Now ideally, you need to be checking all this information before you even make the purchase. This can help to eliminate those bad buys and just ensure you're buying good selling items. Now I hope this video has helped you a little. It can be really difficult to compete against other people, but if you just follow those few steps, this will make things a little bit easier for you. Now that is all for today, but if you want to see any more content like this, please do click that subscribe button or click the notification bell to be notified every time a new video goes live. Any comments at all, please do pop them below. Any questions, I'll do whatever I can to help you. But for now, thank you very much for watching, take care, and I'll hopefully see you soon.